firstly, are we gonna queue for another dungeon with this group, or?
See if we level or not.
I doubt
Well,
it.
we're going to ding anyway, but
I-
because what it says, it'll say we get 24k, but then you triple that to about 78k, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I doubt I'll ding. But yeah, what is it? How I feel as if this game has kept itself what it is today is, I think. Oh wow, that was crazy. Oh, we can level up with quests and shit.
Yeah.
How it's done that? I'd say like I'm pretty sure there's a lot less, or like there's a significant amount less players than there was a few years ago. I'm pretty sure like a few years ago it peaked at 7 to 9 million, I think it is.
Yeah.
Whereas I think now is it in 100k or to a few million or so?
There's still a fair couple of million, but it's
Yeah,
not
no, it's still about maybe 6-7 million now.
6-7
You just
million.
don't notice it.
But yeah,
Obviously,
Keeps
it's
it
across.
but yeah, it's
across
not like
the,
as much as it was a few years ago. And how it's kept itself is, I think, it's based itself more to lower aging people, like the younger people, rather than the older people. Like a few years ago, like Burning Crusade Wrath, Lich times, like 70% of people were at least 15 years, 15, 16 years or older, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's oh shit. But so like, yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a lot more older people a few years ago, and I mean, what mind is more convincing to like convince a little kid's mind or someone who kind of has an idea like, wow, this game's getting quite crappy now, or so. It's
I get you.
I think the way they've implemented a lot of things is how they've kept it as popular as it is now, as well as like they've made the game, as we said in the past video, they made the game a lot easier. So it's made people like it's made the game quite a lot easier in some senses. Like we was looking at achievements earlier, and a really cool title took Jason a day to get a year or so ago. But yeah, it's really just small things like that. Like I remember in Burning Crusade times, I was trying to get a Flame Warden title, and there being no flying mounts, I had to run into a Horde city and literally like spend a few hours running into each Horde city just to try and do this Burning Ember sort of thing. And yeah, now if I wanted to, I could just flying mount it up,
Drop in.
drop in, and then do that whole quest in under 20 minutes or so, going to each city.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had similar problems with there used to be a quest. No, not quest. Achievement. I'll try to get it up. That was basically BB Bullet. There it is. BB King, which is pout all the enemy leaders listed below. So basically, you have to get a BB gun and run up to the the Horde's bosses back then,
Yeah.
and shoot them with a BB gun. And trying to get that close is impossible.
But if you could, how long do you reckon it'd take you to do it now?
But now, I reckon, maybe... What
5
time
minutes
really
each.
is?
Well, it's so easy to get to the King of Stormwind just because of the fact that they've got that open roof room to the left of his throne room, so you can just drop in there, fly in, shoot him, and then either get killed and spawn outside.
The only bastard to do, I reckon, would be the Ironforge one. And Ironforge is pretty dead anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, like...
I don't know, actually. You can still fly it. Ironforge.
I think I've noticed about that, I think, like, even though this is how WoW has maintained itself, I think, like, one thing I find that's quite, like, not upsetting, but a bit sad is how, personally, it's a bit like a downer how cities now, like, when you think of a Horde city, the first thing you think of is Orgrimmar, when you think of an alliance city, the first thing you think of is Stormwind.
Stormwind.
Like compared to a few years ago, it'd be like Ironforge would be pretty full with people. Stormwind would be pretty full with people. It's quite a different story now. Like, yeah.
I get you. So it's like basically like, I think the cities. Well, I think the saddest thing I think on Warcraft is indefinitely like the city dying is Dalaran. Like back in Wrath,
yeah.
Dalaran used to be absolutely packed. Like so much. Like that was lag central if you had a crappy computer with crappy internet.
What, like, Jace, was it you or me, and we couldn't even enter Dalaran because we just lag out too much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been both of us back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, Dalaran is just such a really, really, like, nice city. I had a concept of it and everything like that, and it's just...
Go there now, and it's dead.
Dead, no one there, and, yeah.
Literally
and, like,
nobody.
That was, like, the first sort of... that was the first city where Horde and Alliance could literally just slash wave to each other and get along in a sort of way.
And now it's just... dead.
Yeah, like, back to the point of... I think, like, one main reason WoW has maintained itself is... I'd say, just how easy it's gotten now compared to, like, a few years ago. Like, a few years ago, if, for instance, a 12-year-old was playing Warcraft, he'd be pretty pissed if he had to, like, do /2 and then make a group like that. He'd get trolls, he'd get people just, like, wasting his time. He wouldn't like it at all. He'd probably just leave and just be like, yeah, fuck this. Whereas now, if it's like a kid wants to do a dungeon, he could just press I and join like that.
Yeah.
So,
so
it's been child-friendly sort of thing, and
I'd say more noob-friendly as well.
Noob-friendly.
Like noob-friendly. So I mean that's kept it like quite popular because it appeals to younger audience. But carry on.
No, go on.
But yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, what makes it so you always come back to Warcraft? Because I know we had like a 5-month break of Warcraft.
Honestly, I think that is personally because I play this game, and I think I have put so much time into this fucking game, it is completely pointless to stop playing it. Honestly, that's like the amount of hours of my life I have put into this game, and if I didn't play it, I wouldn't have anything to show for it.
What about you, Jason?
I'd say, because I literally, when I was first playing, I was literally off on. I was like having these weird breaks. At one point, I actually had a break of like 2 years, and I actually lost my guild just because somebody had dethroned me.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I literally had to beg the person to give me back.
For me...
And sure enough, he did give me it back in the end.
For me, I'd say, like, what gets me to come back to Warcraft is the fact, like, I played RuneScape. That was one of my first, like, main games I played, but it was a web browser game, so it wasn't, like, in my eyes, a real RPG. So, like, World of Warcraft was the first ever high-end MMORPG that I ever played, so I guess I could say it's got a place in my heart. Even if it does go really damn shitty in like 2 years' time, I'll always
love it anyway.
Yeah, I'll always love it and just be able to think back and be like, remember that time that this happened and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
And I'm sure like there's quite even though I did say like a lot of people claimed to have played vanilla, and some of them may be lying. Maybe a few people who actually claim to have played vanilla aren't lying, and maybe that's the reason they're playing right now. It's purely because they just love the memories of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. That's a good point actually. I like that. It's a very good point. I think I don't know really. I think that would be it.
Let's go to Molten Core. Sorry.
I think the time for me. I think it's the timing, and my friends are always. Honestly, it's always like, oh man, I just found this new game. It's like, oh yeah, what is it? World of Warcraft. It's like, fuck. That's like, that is literally like instant, you're gonna start again.